My content is intended for adult collectors of the product, not made for kids. Hello everyone! For this video, it is the review of the BeyBattle Burst Turbo Achilles. So before we continue, subscribe to the channel if you are new here with bell notifications on. Now to quickly give an explanation for what BeyBattle Burst is. BeyBattle Burst is the original Takara Tomy Beyblade in the MENA region. While it is known as Beyblade Burst in the Western and Asian countries, the change of the brand name was brought in by Takara Tomy in 80K due to legal reasons and applies to both the animation and toy merchandise in the region. The brand is managed by Toy Pro DMCC, while the animation is aired in Arabic on Spacetoon TV. BeyBattle Burst is the official Takara Tomy Beyblade in UAE, Saudi Arabia, and other GCC, Middle East, and North African countries. So you even have like the graphic, like it looks so cool. And they actually use the real renders because I remember that for Pro boxes, they kind of just do like a CG render, not the actual Bey. They have an explanation on the side. It even comes with the actual cho-z Achilles launcher, which is pretty cool. So, back of the box. There's no QR code because obviously this is just TT release. So as we take it out of the box, you can see stickers and everything. Look at this launcher. The launcher we can actually take a look at. This launcher has been outclassed with modern releases of launchers and everything, but I don't know, it's cool, I guess. It was cool at the time. What's also cool is they put, look at that, they put a little sticker of BeyBattle Burst. I like that. So for the SLR launcher is obviously, switch it like that. Tool to change spin direction. Really cool. The stickers. They did make a little bit of an error, which is a typo, because they call it Z4. It's not. It would be A4. To show off the instructions, this just goes over the release and everything. Really, I don't think we should be spending too much time on this. I'm just gonna, just pause if you want to see. This explains how the modes work and everything. So this is a cho-z Awakening. Or in this case, I think it'd be still called the Turbo Awakening. So with our lair cho-z Achilles, its namesake is obviously based on the Greek hero Achilles. So this is part of the Turbo/cho-z Awakening. This was a subsystem in cho-z. These releases could not use level chips on them, unlike other cho-z lair releases. To activate the Turbo Awakening, which features a burst stopper, and also actually changes the shape of the cho-z Bey by having parts come out of it. In the case of Achilles, the shield part kind of pops out, and then after part of the swords, with burst stoppers featured on both sides that pop out. Like, really the main contact points are both of the swords. The Awakening is just kind of there just for really the burst resistance, if anything. I don't really think it improves it that much. That being said, with the cho-z Achilles lair, its primary use is for attack combinations. You could do, for an example, I don't know, like 7, 0, 00, bump or cross, extreme dash. It is a solid attack combination that you can use with cho-z Achilles. Destroy dash also works pretty well. Quick dash also works pretty well. It is an effective attacker within the cho-z meta, and I would say was pretty solid for the time of its release. And now post, if you were to do it with cho-z stuff, you have the benefit of stuff like quick dash, which also works pretty effective. So when we actually take a closer look at the teeth, the locks in it, I would say, are solid. With dash, you should really just have no issue at all. I think the teeth are, good enough. I don't think it's like insane, but that's why the burst stoppers are there, obviously. I do like this lair quite a bit, and I do think it was a solid release. Moving on, we get the best, or at least like the disc that's really at the top here, which is 00. So 00 is the heaviest compared to 0 to 10, and was the heaviest for a long period of time, only until discs like Wheel and obviously the GT discs, the weight gap became bigger and bigger. Really, when wheel came along, this had no more use, but this was extremely solid. You could use this for attack combinations. It has good outer weight distribution, I would say. It can be good for stamina combinations. Really just good because it's heavy. Heavy, and I would say has a good shape and good weight to it. Now, moving on, we get to a very interesting performance. So, now moving on to our performance tip, you have Dimension. So Dimension was an interesting driver that involved height change. So in balance mode, you would have a rubber sharp out, and then after, if you would change, it would be a little bit more aggressive because it would be less exposed. And it would go through the varying heights, so you would again have balance, and then after more aggressive attack, and then after again balance, and then after eventually you get all the way to attack. And I believe there's the variation of balance, attack, balance, attack, balance, attack. Now, the biggest issue with Dimension, even with the later releases like with Dimension Dash, is that the rubber sharp is useless because it wears way too easily. You could try to use the rubber sharp maybe at the start, maybe trying to use it for defense. Really, Dimension, I would think its best use, this is when it initially released and when the Dash variants, right, is really just the fact that you have these varying heights for attack modes, because the rubber does wear very fast, so you're really just looking at varying heights for attack. And I think it's an okay niche use. It's not really something that was so crazy. Really, I think this was the weakest part of the release. It was a cool idea to keep the same sort of core and concept of the actual height change, but overall execution, you know, not the craziest. So with our scale set up right here, I have 3 different Achilles set up. So we have our BeyBattle Burst right here, 21.71. I have my original Takara Tomy, 21.38, so actually heavier with the metal. Then after, we have our Pro Achilles, which is 20.14. Then after, with our performance tips, we have the BeyBattle 7.17, TT 7.21, Pro 6.75. Then after the 00, 24.82, 25.23 from Pro, 25.17. So actually the lightest one is this one. I think this is actually because of production, because I think the later on these things are produced, the discs just for some reason, they just less weight. But yeah, you can just refer to the other weights for the 00s and everything, I guess. But yeah, to fully assemble, $53.69, nice. Pro, 52.16, what? 53.69, 52.16, 53.75. So a side-by-side with Takara Tomy. Obviously my TT one is very used, but yeah. Then after, a side-by-side with Pro. Wow, you can really tell the difference, God. You can really, is this just the lighting or? Yeah, but still a little bit. Alright, and now as we're going to do the test launch in battles, a side-by-side to the previous Z Achilles. It is a pretty cool evolution, and I do think that Achilles only got better from here. And yeah, that being said, we're going to demonstrate. So first of all, obviously, if I just do a normal launch, and I get this launcher, and I just do that. Okay, so a normal launch, you can see nothing pops out. Now, if you do a stronger launch, the burst stoppers and the gimmick will appear. Now, okay, so to demonstrate with the launcher right here, there you go. As we can see now with this launcher, I have now awakened it with the stoppers and everything. So that's just to demonstrate the gimmick. And obviously we already showed off balance mode. So that being said, I will quickly shift it now to its attack mode, and I will obviously use the stronger launcher afterwards, but just to show. Honestly, I just realized, yeah, attack and balance, it really, the thing has to wear down, but so yeah, no, I mean, the thing has to wear down, but, you know, either way, we're going to get started. So we're going to do our first battle. We'll do it in the smallest height possible. We'll do it against Geisfafnir. For a first round, pretty successful. So Fafnir is done. You can see how it accelerated there with its movement. The other thing, too, that's a little bit funny, that when you're actually battling with it, it will change the height because it's spinning aggressive and it's on the stadium floor. So it's always kind of like a cool thing where it actually kind of changes, kind of reminding you of the anime. So now we're going to be trying out the attack mode. Now for this one, to show off the attack mode, we're going to now put this up against our lovely previous evolution, the Achilles. It is like smacking it around. That's how it should be. I mean, it really was an improvement of the shape, taking aspects of the Z Achilles and bringing it into cho-z. And stopper is very nice. Again, the teeth are, I would just say really, I prefer just using this with dash. I don't know if on normal stuff, but I mean, you have the stoppers, I guess. Okay, now we're gonna put this now to our second balance mode. I do kind of wish the rubber sharp lasted a bit longer, because, you know, eventually this thing just becomes pure attack. Okay. We're now going to put this thing in its, what is this, second height? So now we're going to put this now in its second height attack mode. We'll do this against Emperor Fornius. You can already see that it's gotten more aggressive. The rubber just wears down way too fast. It really does. It really does. And that's what's the funny about it. Oh, amazing. Okay, well, either way. We're gonna put it on our tallest height balance mode. We'll throw this up against Revive Phoenix. I actually hope it beats Revive. That's gonna make me happy if it can. Cannot. For our last one, I thought we'd throw in a fun one. Yeah, I just realized, even on the tallest heights, yeah, because the rubber sharp is still kind of there, so it doesn't actually become really attack till afterwards. Well, I mean, hey, that is that. So actually, before we end off, I quickly want to show off 3 different small little combinations that you can try out against like Ultra Hercules, Perfect Phoenix, Hell Salamander. That's pretty cool and effective for cho-z Achilles, and then after final thoughts and I'll end off. Okay, so to demonstrate one, we're going to show off cho-z Achilles against Perfect Phoenix, both 00. This one is bump, this one is cross, extend plus, and then after quick dash. So at the end of this, I must say the cho-z Achilles was a very solid release, or in this case, I should say Turbo Achilles, but they're the same. It doesn't matter. So I think overall, I think the layer was really solid for attack combinations. I think the disc had great all-around use. I think dimension was, again, just the only weakest part. But let me know your thoughts on cho-z Achilles. What combinations would you like to make with any of the parts? What was your favorite part about cho-z Achilles? What do you think of the launcher? We will do more reviews whenever we're able to get it, and it'll probably be the same format as these videos, kind of like a Bay analysis video. So that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching! Before we end off, I just want to mention that we have a giveaway where we are giving away 10 Ultimate Valkyries. It expires March 13th, 2022. Don't miss out on it. It's a great opportunity. You just have to enter by being a subscriber of the channel. Some other stuff, but check out the original video where we went over it. That being said, we also have a store where we're selling Takara Tomy releases. Great deals and everything. Check out our store. Please show it some support. We have Sparking, Dynamite Battle, other stuff, deals and bundles. Check it out. And that'll be it for now. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.